Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I?
Are you a new person?
No. I'm the same me, just new hair.
It's like being with a new person all of a sudden.
I know.
So interesting.
I decided to switch it up. This is like the first time I've done something different with my hair in almost a year.
Yeah, and it's the first time you've done this hairstyle or similar hairstyle since the proposal.
Yeah, since I've had straight hair. I haven't had straight hair since Cole proposed.
Which is pretty wild. That was a long time ago.
That was 2000 and... Wait, you got stuff in your eye.
I don't know.
In your eyebrow. That was 2018. 19. Yeah. June 25th, 2019 is when Cole proposed. That's the last time I straightened my hair.
It's actually a great backdrop for what we want to talk about today, too.
It is.
That led to the following events.
Dun dun, the wedding.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was the last time I straightened my hair. And so I decided to straighten it, and I'm loving it.
It looks nice. I like it a lot.
Anyways, I think I'm going to have this for a while. Sorry, I'm getting comfortable. I need to get in a good position.
Yeah, get cozy.
This is a serious topic.
There you go.
So, the topic of the video may be very interesting for you all to read.
It will be less interesting or less surprising maybe to people in our community. But for those outside of our community, it probably is going to be more interesting to learn about this kind of stuff. So, Charisma and I, on November 7th, 2020.
Good job, you got the date, babe. I was worried. Honestly, we have way too many dates at this point for our relationship that I'm like losing track, and I'm good with dates.
I know, if you're losing track, then Lord help me.
I know.
I'm screwed. But yes, November 7th, 2020 was a beautiful day, a day I will always remember.
Me too.
I got to be with this beautiful woman, my beautiful bride.
Yes, we got to get married, and so it was a very special day to us, and we loved it. It was such a great celebration.
Yes.
Charisma and Cole. You will feel no rain, for each will shelter the other. You will feel no cold, for each will warm the other. There will be no loneliness, for you are now two persons with one life before you. May God bless you abundantly all your days together. Amen.
Amen.
All right, do we walk?
You're done.
So beautiful. Oh, the memories, right? The thing is, we did not get legally married that day. Yeah, which might come as a surprise to you all.
Well, and I think some people already knew that though, because I did do a podcast with Wags where I had mentioned that Cole and I weren't legally married at that time, and it was like after the wedding. Not many people probably have seen that podcast, but I've seen a couple of comments saying, you guys aren't legally married and you blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, finally we should talk about it. And so, yeah, we did not legally get married on November 7th, 2022. And instead, we just got married under God in front of our family and just did a commitment to each other, if you would call it that. Just not legal commitment, not by the government's eyes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because benefits are a very difficult thing to navigate.
Medicaid benefits, specifically.
Right, Medicaid benefits, because there are a lot of pretty exorbitant costs that come with my disability, and other people in the same situation as me have costs as well. And
wait, I feel like we need to give a little background. So Cole at this time was on Medicaid. And Medicaid was his secondary insurance. Cole had primary insurance under his parents, but it didn't cover all of his medical expenses because primary insurance doesn't. And so Medicaid would pick up everything else. So he would get $40,000 Botox multiple times a year. Primary insurance wouldn't cover much, but Medicaid would pick up the rest. So Cole wasn't paying thousands of dollars for a procedure that was medically necessary.
Right.
And so that was the big thing for us. When we got married, we knew financially we couldn't afford just to have primary insurance together and Cole not having Medicaid. And with Medicaid, if you're on it, you cannot be married because what I make shows up on Cole's side too, and so we would make too much money. We had to give background. I feel like there wasn't enough background there.
Yeah, this stuff is very hard to talk about because it's super murky.
Yeah.
And it's hard to understand. There's so much legal in and outs. And we're not the only couple that has done something like this. And in
No.
fact, we know a number of couples who were married, legally married, before an injury, and then their best option after was to get a divorce.
That was the only way they would get any support through Medicaid or SSI to, help their family, was to get divorced. The person injured has to seem poor and single to the government in order to get help. And it's just a system that needs fixing. We'll just leave it at that. It just needs fixing, and there's so many things we're trying to do to help that. But that was our situation. Cole needed to be poor and single in order to get Medicaid. Cole's had Medicaid since he was 16 years old, and so for us to get married, I just didn't want to mess that up for him until we were in a position financially where we felt comfortable getting married legally and Cole losing Medicaid.
Yeah, it's difficult to even get set up in the system, so once you are set up, it's you gotta do everything in your power to make sure nothing gets screwed up, and it's a very stressful process, and it's something that I despised, honestly. It was one of the worst parts of being disabled, was having to deal with all this red tape around my disability and my benefits.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. It's multiple coordinators. I had this facilitator, this coordinator, this person checking me, this person auditing things, and it's oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Every part of my life is under a microscope.
And once a month, you have to have meetings with 3 different people. It was just a lot.
It's a lot. And I wanted to get out of that because not only do I not want to have to rely on anybody other than myself, but I also just didn't want to deal with all of the strings that were attached to those benefits.
And it was a lot.
It was so frustrating that it got to the point that I was screw this, I need to figure out a way to get out of this situation so I can have more freedom. And my way of doing that was to contact an agency who is literally their whole purpose is to help people like me try to navigate the system so that I can work, can earn an income, and retain benefits. It was called the Choice Group in Virginia. My man Milton was very helpful with me in helping me navigate the system and figuring out, what forms I had to submit, what programs I had to join. I think at one point it was the Ticket to Work program.
Yeah, it was a Ticket to Work program that allowed Cole to make a certain amount of money to where he could still keep his
most of the benefits. Medicaid
benefits was the main one for us. And then he could also keep caregiving hours. So if we wanted to hire a caregiver, the government would pay for that rather than it coming out of our pocket. Those were the 2 big benefits. SSI, he lost that. As soon as he started working, he did not get Social Security anymore because he was working, and Cole was only making $500 a month anyways with SSI.
Right.
So it didn't really...
Nobody's living off that.
No, you can't live off that.
So I started working my way through that program, which was a step in the right direction. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to get off of it, though.
How much could you make on that program? 41,000?
I think initially it was 35 or 40.
Yeah.
And then you can take the next step. There's another level to it where you could make 70 something.
Yeah.
But then you like lose a little bit more benefits, and then you're able to save more money.
It's so confusing. It is so confusing. We would be on phone calls like,
what the heck's happening?
I don't understand. It's so much.
It's unbelievable. I mean, they're literally whole agencies designated or like designed to help navigate this. I'm gonna get really upset. I hate this stuff.
No, I know, me too. There are whole agencies and people to help people with disabilities navigate the whole Medicaid system because it's very complicated and it's purposely made for people to not understand or not be able to navigate so that they can't take advantage of these benefits. Because there's a way that you can make more money and still keep these benefits, but you just have to know how, or you have to know the right people to go to. And that can be really complicated because you have to have the access. You have to have the access to internet. You have to have the access to so many different things, and so many people lack that access, which hinders them from receiving those benefits. And I think that's a lot of struggle for people on Medicaid is the access. And it just starts there.
Yeah.
And so for Cole, fortunately, Cole had the privilege and the access to these people that allowed him to navigate the system.
Yes.
And I think that's important to mention. Like, you have that ability to do that, and so many people don't.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of people that are just stuck in there because there's no way for them to get out, really.
Yeah.
And that's a really crappy thing, but it's the reality.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so my ultimate goal was to just get off entirely. And I had worked into the system, and I was like, you know, in the system pretty solidly. I was established. I was starting to work my way through the program, and everything was going fine. And then we moved to California.
Yeah.
And California has a different system. So for us to be here and for me to be earning an income here, we had to all of a sudden like rehaul the program, resubmit myself into this one out here.
Had to be California, yeah.
Basically I had to start from scratch. And that wasn't going to happen just because it was too difficult.
Yeah, like in order for Cole to get Medicaid in California, he had to drop Medicaid in Virginia. And then so for that time period, he didn't have Medicaid. Then he would have to apply for Medicaid in California hoping to get accepted, but there was no guarantee there. So there was just so many things that we had to do in order to get settled in California.
And there were like asset limits that were different than Virginia.
Yes.
So like what I was earning in that program was like too much for over here, or vice versa. It was just very confusing. And Charisma and I collectively were just like, we need to just be done with this. And that's what we decided. By just making that decision, what that allowed us to do is to get married for real, the legal marriage.
Yes.
So you want to tell them about our beautiful legal wedding?
Yes. So on September 16th, 2022.
Another date.
We decided to legally get married. And so Cole had been off of Medicaid. Cole dropped it, emailed Social Security, hey, I'm done. He had to sign so many papers to like get off.
Yeah.
And they said once you're off, it's gonna be very difficult to get back on. It was like they wanted to keep you.
I know.
It was very difficult.
They were like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Is this really what you want? Do you really want to do this? It's like, please.
Yes, let
get
me
out of
go.
here.
Yes, we had the privilege of being able to make that decision, and we really wanted to get legally married in Virginia, and we wanted our families to be a part of that. And so we did not legally get married until we came home in September. And Cole and I wanted it to be very special to us, so we went to the courthouse, just the two of us actually, and had our legal ceremony.
Okay,
and it was
all right. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token and pledge
as a token and pledge
of our constant faith
of our constant faith
and abiding love.
and abiding love.
All right, now it's his turn.
Hey, put that down for there. I feel like I did it better on our other one.
You did actually.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token and pledge
as a token and pledge
of our constant faith
of our constant faith
and abiding love.
and abiding love.
All right,
Yay.
with your hands joined, by virtue of the authority vested in me under the laws of the Commonwealth of Virginia, I pronounce that you are husband and wife.
Hey.
And congratulations, and you can kiss your bride.
Yes.
She's now your bride.
Yay! I'm
The
excited.
best part of your day today.
Oh, so this feels so amazing.
Yay.
Yay! 2 years later, we're finally here.
And it was very sweet, and got the paperwork, and then later that day we went to the river to celebrate with both of our families, or the next day. And Cole's mom made this beautiful arch. It was just so beautiful.
Arbor? Is that what it's called?
Arbor, yes.
Arbor.
Yeah. She made this beautiful arbor at the river. It was so gorgeous. We'll just show you the footage. It's better to just see it, guys.
All right, Padre.
We are gathered here to recognize the union of Charisma and Cole.
Yay.
The legal
union.
Yes.
Yes, we were there to celebrate the God's union, which was a fantastic evening and a lot of fun to get the Jamesons and Sidners together. And tonight, a more intimate setting to really recognize the legal marriage and union of Charisma Sidner and Cole Sidner.
Yes.
My mom, Ann, is here. We are missing Dad and others that may not be here, but this is a very happy moment for us all.
I felt grateful. I felt elated, overjoyed, all those things. I don't know why it's easier to go, I'm angry or I'm sad, and it's harder to say, I love this, I love that, but I love it. I don't know why it's harder to emote beautiful feelings, but That's how I feel.
Yay!
It's solid, it's good. And I'm glad that you honored it with the legality of it all.
I'm grateful because I know I have an awesome son-in-law.
Thank you.
And I can't ask for anything more better than my daughter being happy. She was happy from day one when she came home and was like, so Mom, like, I met this guy. And then after your first date, just to see the joy on her face, and it's a great feeling. And knowing that she's gonna be loved for the rest of her life.
We love you.
I got me another son. Yeah. Number 4.
I'm just so happy for the two of you. Y'all have been through quite a long walk together from where you first met a long time ago. And it's all worked so well, and we're just so happy for you, and I'm sure you're going to have a long, happy life together.
Thank you, Granny.
I love you. Thank you.
You want to say something?
Well, I am happy that we got to this point. Amen.
Amen.
I didn't shake
Come
it.
on, a sinner
shake
don't do
it?
that.
It's
No,
gonna stare
charisma.
so
Charisma, you're a sinner. Sinner. That's it, right?
Sinner.
That's not how you do it. Is that how you do
I
it?
can't
You just
get it.
gotta twist the top. Twist the top.
Okay, I got it.
Then it'll come
I got it.
off.
You got it.
Ready?
Here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
There it goes.
7. 8.
It stayed on the dock?
Okay, Charisma, you start.
Oh, you start. Okay. So cheers to the past 2 years waiting for this moment to happen. We've been working really hard to get to a place where we feel like this could happen. So we're really, Sophie, sit. Good girl. We're really excited that it's here. Appreciate all of the support from you all over the past 5 years that we've been together.
Yes, I think our relationship faced more obstacles than a able-bodied relationship might, and our family support really allowed us to thrive. Cheers! Cheers!
Cheers!
I think combined, standing here, we have more than 120 years of marriage combined.
Oh wow,
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sure.
amazing.
that's awesome.
60
60.
years,
Cheers to long marriages.
32 years, and you're
32.
32.
that's 124 years. Cheers to marriage.
Cheers to lasting marriages.
You can add there too.
They're 2 years.
Our 2 years?
They're 4 days.
Yeah, legally.
They're not even a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
It's water. It's water.
That was a beautiful moment for us and for our family, and it really just felt like we had evolved
Yeah.
in a way. Like
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal. I mean, that was a huge moment. Like that was 11 years after my injury. I had been, locked into the system for 11 years of my life, and to get out of that, it was a beautiful, beautiful moment, and to do it with someone who I know is going to be like an incredible partner to me forever. And it's just like,
Now what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine.
yeah, yeah. I got a whole lot richer that day. Yeah, so I'm a gold digger.
Oh my gosh. No, it was a very good moment because truthfully, it made me very sad that I could not legally marry Cole. People would say, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Sidner, and I'm like, legally, I'm not Mrs. Sidner. Legally, I'm still Charisma Jameson, and it sucked because it's like I wanted to marry Cole, and it was very frustrating that the system was stopping us from doing that, and it stops so many people all the time, and so many people aren't in the same situation as us, and they can't, just say, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna get out of the system and legally marry my partner. Like, they can't do that because they can't afford to do that. And so it's just it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. There's so much to get into when it comes to this.
I know. Well,
I don't even know where to go.
I know. That's the thing. Like, it sucks.
Yeah,
It's discriminatory.
it is. So marriage equality does not truly exist for everyone, unfortunately. And it's something that we've talked about on our channels before. on our socials, not really YouTube, but Cole and I are now legally married, for those wondering and made comments. Like, we've been legally married since September, so I'm officially a Charisma Sidner. Woo! Yeah, which is nice. But yeah, so that's our update. That's the truth about our marriage. We didn't legally get married in 2020, but now we're legally married as of September of 2022.
There you go.
Hubby.
Wifey.
You almost call me husband? Your husband?
Wifey.
So yeah, that's our update. Yay!
Yay!
We're married! But no, we hope that things change for, you know, other people who are in similar situations, and that they can legally get married too without the fear of losing benefits.
To all the other couples out there who are dealing with this right now, who are dealing with maybe a divorce or whatever the case may be, our hearts go out to you. We know what it's like, you know, it sucks, but you've got it. You're doing the best you can. We know that.
And we hope that things change on the political side to make this not be the case, because it's just, in my mind, not fair. Hopefully things change for people with disabilities and there'll be marriage equality for all. That's our hope.
Yeah.
And the more we talk about it, the more people will hear.
If you want to learn more about it, we're going to have a pinned comment with some links to some information and maybe a petition if there's something out there that we can use to reach out to people and show that there's a lot of people who are affected by this.
Yeah.
Check out that pinned comment.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. Thanks for understanding.
Yay.
It's been quite a journey we've gone through, but here we are. Here we are.
Here we are. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay positive.
Positive.
Peace.